Yo, pornography ruined my life at one time. I was actually addicted to pornography. I was introduced to pornography at a very early age. And I am going to be as transparent as possible with you guys because that's how it should be. All this fabrication and faking that people went through things or speaking about things they don't know about, I don't really subscribe to that. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? People do all this research and then jump cut and then get on here and talk about stuff they never experienced. I don't subscribe to that. Well, when I was in high school, I think the peak of it was like my 10th grade year. I was addicted bad, and it ruined many different aspects of my life. I didn't really have the confidence to talk to girls in person. I didn't really have the mental clarity to focus on things other than lustful activities and lustful thoughts. Sometimes I would even avoid being around my family just so I could get in the back room and do the deed, and it was disgusting. I felt like a shell of a person. I was always disgusted with myself. I always regretted it, and it was just a cheap outlet to just degeneracy. And it felt even worse when you released all these hormones and did all these things, but you were still alone. I didn't have anyone to call mine. I'm young, like, you know what I'm saying? But it was a disgusting period of time. And it was bad, man. I would go to school and these girls, certain girls would flirt with me, and I would go on the hub and find someone that looked identical to them. Like, you could literally find anything you want on there. It's pretty crazy the access you have on the internet, and it's dangerous. But it got bad, man. It was almost like every day I was getting it in. And I noticed a difference in my physical health. Now, I've always been in shape, but I'm telling you, bro, I used to work out so much, but I would also release so much. My gains never changed. Now, yes, I made some increases, and I was growing too as a young male. But when I stopped, bro, I didn't have to work out nearly as much and retain muscle and all this stuff. But it got to the point where I was just so disgusted with myself. And I stumbled on a video. I wish I could remember so I could shout out to whoever it was. But I seen the concept of semen retention. And then I heard something about Mike Tyson doing it and this and that. So I wanted to try it out. 2 days went by, I relapsed. I went like a day after that, relapsed again. Then after that, I went a week, relapsed again. After that, I went like 2 weeks without releasing, and I relapsed again. And then after that, I went on a 8-month stretch without releasing. And when I did, it was not, with my hand. And man, in that period of time, people, look, it's not a superpower to retain and all this stuff. Eventually it can be, but it's not gonna make you glow. It's not gonna. It's the byproduct of doing those things, conquering yourself. That's what I like to call it. When you conquer yourself, you conquer your lust. When you conquer your desires, that's what makes you glow. That energy that's what's inside of you. You know what I'm saying? People not just gonna walk up, you're retaining. Maybe now since it's such a talked about theme, but they gonna be like, man, that's just something about you, man, or. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't, you feel better about yourself when you learn to control your desires and not dig into that life. But over the course of those 8 months, especially after that first few weeks and the first months and stuff, those desires started to lessen, right? And I began to conquer myself. And instead of being so bored and staying up to 3 o'clock at night and, finding an activity to help me out, I start filling my time, man, with more meaningful things. Even just playing the game sometimes. I just filled in that space. Get so busy to where you don't have time to be distracted, to where you don't have time to touch it. You know what I mean? When you get tired, lay down. Put the phone away. But over the course of those 8 months, I felt like a superhero. One of the things that helped me out was deleting the distractions. It's hard to get distracted if there's no distractions. Any girls I would see that was half naked on Snapchat or Instagram, I would unfollow them, delete them. And still to this day, I have accounts that were on my social medias that I didn't even know how they got there. Some people buy out meme accounts and turn them into explicit content pages because they know they trap a lot of vulnerable minds. And I've had relationship issues about this thing. I'm like, look, I've been in that place before. I'm not going back there. So you're not going to tell me that I'm some lustful human being and I'm conquered by lust around the earth, because I was that at one point in time. And I hated that. I was disgusted by that. And I took the shadowy path to go conquer myself and go through that. Right? So I'm not lying to you by telling you I don't indulge in these things. I'm being truthful. I was disgusted. I hated myself for those things. You understand what I'm saying? It was disgusting. Disgusting to me. And I hated it. So I decided to make a change. And like I said, over the course of those months, it was just, bro, life changing. I gained more confidence. In that time, I actually created an alternate ego called HBK Mon that had confidence. He had conversation skills. He was able to talk to girls, and he stopped touching himself and all this stuff. If I'm gonna release it, ain't gonna be by me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling myself all these little things, creating all these little nuances, and it actually worked. And it got to the point where I truly just stopped desiring any of that, right? Now, what you can run into is when you stop, the desires may come, more intense. The pleasure in doing, the real thing, the real deed, it becomes more pleasurable. But you just have to find a balance, man. Eliminate those distractions. Just resist it, man. Choose not to do it. A lot of us get addicted and we think it's no way out, and we think it's too hard to quit all these things, but the easiest part is just deciding not to quit. Or the hardest part is deciding not to quit or deciding to quit. If you're addicted, decide to not be addicted. Decide to quit drugs. Decide to quit porn. That's what you need to do. But instead we go, man, I just can't, man. It's like, I'm too, I'm too deep in. I can't stop now. You have to change your mindset. Become, my philosophy in life, or one of them, is become disgusted in what's not good for you. If that's keeping around people, if that's watching pornography, if that's doing this, doing that, become disgusted in it, right? When your mom try to give you that nasty medicine, what you do? Nasty. That's how it should be for your life, right? Porn, following all these girls, DMing all these girls, just caving into this lust. We scrolling on TikTok. They got accounts, bro. It's insane. They literally are manipulating the male mind. It's nothing wrong with looking at a girl. It's nothing wrong with being attracted to a girl. But what the problem is you're allowing your natural ability, your natural instinct to be taken over and used against you. Like, you're not supposed to be horny all the time. You're not supposed to be, this big ball of horniness all the time. But social media is overly saturated with women who are chiseled by the gods themselves. You have to choose to remove yourself from that. You have to choose to stop liking those videos and start training your algorithms to show you things that matter. Scrolling on social media and all this stuff is already bad enough, but you're going to just add fuel to the fire. That's why it takes accountability. I know the title may be misleading, Pornography Ruined My Life, but I ruined my life through pornography. I ruined my life through lust. I chose to change, right? I'm no longer addicted. Like I said, I've been out of high school for X amount of years, right? I'm 20, by the way. But it was like my freshman and sophomore year, I was heavily addicted to that stuff. And I quit. And I would advocate to my friends and, people I was close to or came across, like, yo, you ever, you have any problems with this? And I would advocate for it and try to help people because I know what it did for me. And I noticed when I see dudes who are not confident and I had to get one off. And it's like, yo, it's more to life, bro. It's more to life. Now, what I will advocate on, I would much rather you, do it yourself than you go make a crazy decision and go touch something that you wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, or to go touch something that may leave you with, a STD, a sexual transmitted disease, or a sexually transmitted demon. I would much rather you do that. That's where balance comes in. I'm not going to ever advocate for watching porn. Touching yourself is kind of iffy when it comes to balance, because sometimes it's best to get things, released. But there should always be a balance in everything you do. You understand what I'm saying? But the journey with semen retention, maybe it is unbalanced because you have so many things you have to break away from. You have to just shut down and go celibate. Celibate is not some type of goal, it's a lifestyle. So you can't really dig in and out. You have to go and turn this thing into a lifestyle, you know, quitting until you can reap those benefits, and then you can control the, you know, the flow of whatever. But, you know, I probably went all over the world to make this video, but I just wanted to help somebody out, man. Let you know, man. If you're addicted, man, just realize that you're addicted. Don't deny it. And just embracing your mind that you want to quit, and you will. Don't talk about how hard it is. Just quit, bro. Go cold turkey. Go cold turkey. Resist it. Block it on your phone. Do something. Put your phone down at night. I don't know. But you're not alone, man. And it's a way out. It can really mess up your mind. It can mess up relationships and things like that. But if it's a way in, it's always a way out, man. It may be harder to get out, but it is what it is, bro. But I'm Shaman Davis. If you're new, welcome to the tribe. I appreciate y'all for watching. And if you need any help, man, hit me up, man. I'll see you on the next one.